Alright, welcome to this next video. One of the first things that we need to understand about social media is how to manage our brand using social media. We talked about the statistics that 80% of Facebook and Twitter usage is over mobile devices. 54% of bloggers are blogging every single day. So we've got to really learn how to manage our brand on social media and using social media and manage our brand online, because think about it for a second. What would happen if a customer has a bad experience on your website? Okay, let me give you an example. There is a YouTube video called done by Dave Carroll, and he is a musician with the Sons of Maxwell. It's a band, okay, and I believe they're out of Canada. And what had happened is he got on a United connecting flight from somewhere in Canada to, I believe, Chicago it was. And he's sitting there. They've already loaded the plane. They're sitting on the tarmac, and their baggage is being loaded. Well, somebody looks out the window and says, "Hey, look, the baggage handlers are just tossing around the bags like they're nothing." So Dave Carroll went to one of the flight attendants and said, "Hey, I'm worried that if they throw my bag, which is my guitar, it's going to break." They said, "Oh, there's nothing we can do about it. They're out there, we're in here." So he proceeded to talk to one of the managers on duty. Same feedback. "Hey, there's nothing we can do about it. They're out there, we're in here." He said, "They're going to break my guitar." They didn't listen. So anyway, they take the flight, gets into Chicago, wherever he was going. Come to find out, they had actually broke the neck to his guitar. Well, he was supposed to play at a gig, and now couldn't play the gig because his guitar was broken. And so he went to the customer service group and said, "Hey, I just want you, this is what happened. I told the customer service agents, they still didn't do anything, and my guitar is now broken." I think it was like a $2,000-$3,000 guitar, something like that. And so he said, "I just want you to replace my guitar. I want you to pay for me to get a new guitar." They said, long story short, they said, because it was a connecting flight, there's nothing we can do about it. Well, he was a little bummed by this experience, so what he did is he decided to put a YouTube video out, on YouTube about his experience, and he called it United Breaks Guitars. He was expecting to get a few thousand, views to his video, just hoping to explain his story and the problems he had had. 1 year later, after the video has gone live, there were over 10,041,000 views to this video. Okay, so he released a second video. In the first 2 days, it received 174,000 views. Now, over 1.2 million views for this second video. He even then released a third video that has received so far 339,347 views. Now, do you think this hurt United? Do you think this had any bad press on United? Absolutely. It's estimated that United lost $180 million in revenue over these three videos. Now, how can you judge that? Well, because they had a 10% drop in share prices because of these YouTube videos. They even called him and said, "Hey, we'd love to replace your guitar." And he said, "No, forget it. It's been too late. Donate that money to a charity," and yada, yada, yada. And you can see that in one of his videos. But what would happen if your customer has a bad experience? Maybe not this extreme, but it's going to go viral. They're going to tell people on Twitter. They're going to tell people on Facebook. You've got to manage your brand. So how do we do it? The first thing, here's some rules to manage your brand. Be involved. Okay? Be involved in your target market, but remember time ROI. Don't spend too much time, but be involved in your target market in the different social networks. Be yourself and be transparent. Okay? You don't want to try to copy other people and what they're doing in Facebook and Twitter, and if it gets found out, that's not good for you. Just be transparent. Be open and honest with your target market. Don't be too salesy. That's really important. Think about how you can add value rather than try to sell them something, and as a result, you'll generally sell a lot via social media. Also, know what people are saying about your brand online. There's two ways to do that. The one I like to use is socialmention.com. I'll put a link to that below this video in the content area. But socialmention.com. You can also go to google.com/alerts, and you can type in keywords or website address, and they'll alert you every time that your name or website is mentioned online. Very important. They'll send you, Social Mention will send you daily email alerts about your brand or company and whatnot. And then finally, respond quickly. If something is said about your company, both good or bad, respond quickly. It shows that you're participating. It shows that you're an active participant in the community, in your niche. That's really what you want to do. The big question, though, is that everybody has is, how do you monetize social media? Well, Dale Carnegie said, you listen first, sell second. And that's the approach we're going to take online. That's the big question, is how do we monetize social media? And there's specific principles that you have to follow with social media in order to be successful and actually generate income from it. So in the next video, I'm going to cover those. There's 2 or 3 main principles with social media that you need to live by, and then I'll cover which social media outlets we want to use, and then we'll get into the actual social media networks and how to market in those specific social media outlets.